Okay, so today on Headline News, we're going to talk about Ja Morant. Ja Morant was suspended 2 games for showing a gun on IG Live while in the club. So he's in the club and he got his pistol Pete out, and he's showing his gun in the club on IG Live. Now, I know you're probably thinking like, yo, JP, are they really like suspending him for that? Yes, because that was a number of different things. There was a number of different things that led up to him being in the club with his gun and being on IG Live. So some of the other things was he got into a fight, or supposedly, allegedly, he got into a fight with a 17-year-old kid playing basketball. And supposedly he beat the kid up and he pulled his gun out on this 17-year-old kid as well. This is what the kid is saying. Also, there's other numerous occasions where Ja has got into some type of situation. There was an incident after an NBA game versus the Indiana Pacers, where I guess the Pacers and the Memphis Grizzlies got into some type of altercation. But after the game, the Indiana Pacers said that they seen Ja Morant with a gun, and there was a red beam pointed at one of the coaches, like a red beam on their chest. And supposedly, allegedly, Ja had the gun with the red beam point. Now, this is at Indiana Pacers, an NBA franchise. One of the coaches is saying that there's a red beam on my shirt, and I look, and the guy that got the gun is Ja Morant. Ja Morant has the gun. So there's a lot of things and there's other things too that led up to him getting suspended. So it wasn't just like, oh, he just got suspended for this. But the one thing I want to say is, and I keep hearing in the media and in the news, is that, Ja, you got to stay away from these guys. Ja, you got to pick new friends. Ja, if your friends is not doing this, or if they doing that, then you got to figure it out and you got to get away from those guys. You got to pick new company. Well, to be honest with you, I've never heard of any of these stories. I've never heard of the friends are the ones that's getting into trouble. I think the friends are probably got to get away from Ja. I think the friends got to get away from Ja. Listen, I watch Undisputed all the time, and I listen to, Uncle Shay Shay. And Uncle Shay Shay is always on, he's always on Undisputed, and he shows his love for Ja. And, he's an NFL tight end for 13 years in the NFL, and he's a Hall of Fame player, so he knows, all about these trials and tribulations. So, he's trying to give wisdom and knowledge to Ja on the show, but also he's like blinging it on the friends. And I'm like, yo, Uncle Shay Shay, so it may not be the friends. Ja may just be a goon. And don't give me this, oh, you went to private school, you don't come. Man, you know how many people on the face of this earth have went to private school or comes from a middle class home that is about that life, that will split your wig, that will cut you to the white meat? Do you know how many people on this earth that come from middle class families that's about that life? You listen, this notion that you think that you gotta be from the hood, you gotta be hood to be able to pop your gun or to pop off or show people what's up with you, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. Like Ja is the real deal. And I believe that Ja is the one that's starting this. I believe that Ja is the instigator. I've seen it before. I've seen it my whole life. I've seen guys that come from, good homes or come from middle class homes, and you would think that they would be on the straight and narrow. You would think that they would have, they got all the guidance, to be able to move themselves in different situations and come up and just do the right thing. You would think that they have that, but sometimes it's not about, sometimes it's really internally about who you are as a person. And some of these guys are really goons. And Ja may just be a goon. Listen, if he get into some more trouble, then you know it's Ja. It's not the friends. Stop blaming these friends. Listen, back in the day, in the 80s and 90s when all this, stuff was going on, yeah, you could probably say, oh, the friends, you know what I mean? Or if you hear that a person was hanging around the wrong group of people, yeah, you could probably say maybe he's getting influenced by the friends. But this is not the friends. This is not his friends. This is Ja. Ja had a gun on IG Live and he was showing it off and he looked like he was about that life. There was no like, oh, I'm afraid. There was it was like, Ja was like, he had his gun and he's like, yo, if somebody pull up, you know what I mean? They going down. And that's the way it is. So I just want to say, we got to stop this notion of, blaming other people for these celebrities or these entertainers or these athletes, making these mistakes. A lot of times, it be the people that be from the hood, they be the ones that be trying to get out of that situation, right? Like how many times have you seen like people from the hood, they trying to get out of that. They don't want no parts of that. They don't want no problems with that. Listen, I grew up in the hood. I've seen cats, they talk about the hood this and the hood that. I've seen cats in the hood that was afraid for their life. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody from the hood is not about that life. Let me just say that for one. Everybody from the hood is not about that life. There's people from the hood that's actually they just stuck in this situation. And if they could get out, believe me, they would literally get the hell out of there. If they had the means, and the funds to get out, they would get out. But I know people from the hood that's so I don't want people to think like, people think that you gotta be from the hood or you gotta be street, to be able to be this type of person. No, that's not true. There's people from the hood that's not street. There's people that live in the hood right now, every single day. That's not about that life. They not hood, they not street. They just live there. They just live there. And as soon as they come up, as soon as they get money, they're getting themselves and they getting their mother and their father, whoever, out of there. There's people from middle class homes. They don't have the middle class type of mentality. They really hood. They got hood mentality. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say we have to stop that notion. We got to stop the notion that you got to be from a different class to act a certain type of way, or it's the friends. It's not, sometimes it's not the friends, it's not where you from, it's actually who you are. You know what I mean? Yo, let's get into some more news. In other news, let me say that. In other news, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know this is not like headline news. This is not headline news, but I got the biggest crush on Coi Leray. Oh my gosh, I love her so much. I want to marry her. Listen, for everybody that's listening to the JP Show on 92.6 The Spot or Spotify or Anchor or wherever, Apple Music, wherever you listen to the JP Show from, if you get a chance, go on my YouTube, the JP Show. I'm gonna pull up a picture of Coi Leray. Man, it's just something about Coi Leray that and you know what I like about her too is that she's not really she's not like constantly in the limelight. You don't see her popping up and doing silly stuff. Everything that she does is about her brand. And I appreciate, especially her being young, she's 25 years old. I appreciate her for that. She's not one of those girls that's always looking for attention. Like, the only attention she's looking for is about her music and her brand. And I really do appreciate, I love those type of women. Those are the type of women that you can sink your teeth in and you can really just like give your all to, because you know that it's not a whole type of situation. They not looking for some, they not, any type of attention that comes to them is not wanted. Like, they only want a specific type of attention. And I appreciate that about her. But man, I just find Coi Leray, oh man, every time I see her, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, yo, shorty is bad to the bones. And I know this is Benzino's daughter, but I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. She could be Gunsplay's daughter too. Like look at this picture. Oh, look, I'm gonna put this picture up. Look at this picture of Coi Leray and Gunplay. Like, they look like they could be father and daughter as well, just as well as Benzino and Coi Leray. But I just want to give a super duper shout out to Coi Leray. I like the way she moves, because when you listen, at the end of the day, for me, when I'm looking for somebody that I want to be with, I don't just look at being beautiful. I look at the whole package, and that's what we have to do as men and women in this new world that we live in. We gotta look at your whole package, your whole everything, all the way that you move, your whole situation. But you even gotta go on people's Instagram. And I used to be against that, but now with this, what's going on in this world today, you gotta see like what a person is really all about. And I'm not saying that you make an assumption straight off of Instagram, but I think that you should go on Instagram or Facebook and just check them out to see what's going on, because people could be real criminals, they could be dangerous. It's all over the place. So I just want to give a big shout out to Coi Leray. I am your #1 fan.